Welcome back, everyone, to the Queen of TV channel. Before we get into our intro, let's get back to the three things we need to get into first. First, please watch the video to the very end and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Second, there will be cursing and profanity. If that's not your cup of tea, this channel is not for you. And lastly, I will be giving my honest opinion about the episode and the show as a whole. Without further ado, let's get to our intro. Welcome, everyone. I'm your host, the Queen herself, and you are the Prince and Princesses. You are a subscriber or you are a viewer. Either way, welcome. Today, we are talking about H2O Season 2, Episode 1, Stormy Weather. We start this episode off with the girls having a swimming race before heading to the Juice Net Cafe, where Emma and Ricky uses their powers on Cleo's hot chocolate because it is cold instead of warm. Lewis says he'll pretend to not see that, and we see that him and Cleo are lovey-dovey still. And Lewis is there to show them his new software, where he can see when the full moon is going to rise and when it's going to be gone by the morning. The girls already have a plan. They each decide that they're going to stay home, board up all their windows, and just hide under their sleeping bags or covers from the moonlight. As long as they don't see the moonlight and the reflection, they should be fine. Lewis refuses to accept this and says that he has a plan, and they decide fine. Reluctantly, they go with his plan. More of that in my review. Cleo gets home where she catches Kim in her room trying to steal one of her tops. She stops Kim from getting it. Her and Kim get into an argument. Kim runs to their father. He tells them to break it up and that he has to go to work. He can't really take Kim to this concert like he promised her, so he asks Cleo to do it. Cleo does not want to do it, but he convinces her and she reluctantly agrees. Kim is still annoying her, so she decides to use her powers on the water ball that she is holding, and Kim says that this happens a lot. So we know that Cleo keeps using her powers on Kim every time she annoys her. In a harmless way, not in a hurtful way. It's harmless. It's like just getting wet, getting like a water gun sprayed at you, or getting hit with a water balloon. Nose keeps itching. On top of my nose keep itching. Then we go to Emma's house. It's already nighttime, apparently. And Lewis is telling them all about his software and how it works and how everything's going to be done. The girls are just sitting there listening to him. They're all having a conversation about this without realizing that the full moon is already starting to rise up. And Mako Island is already starting to activate. While the girls are getting ready to leave because Lewis says he has everything handled, he's caught knee deep in this software, not paying attention. The girls even mentioned something about being in their underwear or their pajamas, and he's still not listening. So before they go do anything else, they walk out the front door and bam, they see the full moon. They're moonstruck. Lewis is still into this software before he realizes that he got the coordinates wrong. He has it set up in a different country. In China, of all things. Because he told them that the full moon was supposed to rise at sometime after 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock when it has already rose up. And by the time he realizes that he got it wrong and that the moonlight should be showing up about right now, he tries to find the girls and he can't look for them. He finds them outside. Obviously, he realizes he's too late. He tries to convince them to come back in the house with him. Obviously, that doesn't work. They jump in the water and they head to Mako Island. He gets in his boat to follow them. Once the girls get there, the moon pool starts activating while they're in it, and it does something to them. Lewis makes it to Mako Island, where he looks for the girls, and they're still there in the moon pool, and they confront him. He tries to convince them to come back with them, but they tell him that this is their home and they're not going anywhere and this is where they belong. He doesn't listen. He's still trying to pursue to get them to get out of the water and come with him. So they decide to use their powers on him. We see that the girls have gained new powers. And I'm just going to go ahead and wait till the review to mention those powers. But long story short, they cause a giant ass storm-like hurricane that has never been seen on the Gold Coast before. And they turn their attention to Lewis, who they lift up in midair into the damn storm while he's screaming for help. The girls wake up the next morning with no memory or recollection of what happened, not even how they got home, of all things. Cleo's dad is shouting her name because he's about to leave, so she has to get ready to take Kim to the concert. Kim is being annoying as usual, so Cleo decides that she's going to use her powers again to cause Kim to just waste the juice on herself. Instead of that happening, her front door opens and then a giant gust of wind starts blowing at Kim instead, because the glass started off shaking violently at first. Cleo stops and is shocked, scared, and probably mortified at what just happened. We then go to Emma's house where she is making her a drink from a bunch of fruits and vegetables, and she realizes that Elliot had left the refrigerator door open. She tells him that he has to close it next time, and she uses her powers, conveniently not noticing that everything in the refrigerator is covered in snow instead of just being regularly frozen. It is like encased in snow. Like it's been snowing outside. She doesn't notice anything wrong until she hears like crackling noise. And that's when she realizes, the counter itself is frozen, and then the whole damn fish is like it's in a whole giant ice cube. She ice creamed her own damn refrigerator. We go to Ricky's where she's doing laundry. How the hell she got them wet clothes to hang up on that clothes hanger without turning into a mermaid is beyond me. And why she just didn't dry them the day before is beyond me. But she goes to take them off and they're still wet. Apparently they're dripping wet. So they haven't been out there very long. So she decides to use her powers on them. And instead of that happening, a shot of lightning shoots down and catches her damn clothes on fire. The girls go to the Juice Net Cafe where they tell each other what just happened with their powers. While they're talking, they overhear on the TV that there was a ginormous hurricane last night. All of a sudden. And it looked as if it was over Mako Island. The girls realized that must have been them because when they had been talking about the situation with their powers, they tried to call Lewis but couldn't get a hold of him. And that's when they remembered they can't remember anything that happened that night. They try go searching to find Lewis and they can't find him. He's not at home. He's not answering his phone, so they go to Mako Island. Well, Cleo forgot about Kim. So Kim takes the opportunity to steal the top that she wanted to wear, take her own ticket, and go to the concert. Cleo and them make it to Mako Island while they look for Lewis. They find his flashlight, which is damaged, like it's smashed in. Cleo knows it's his because she bought it for him last Christmas. They find Lewis, scared, shivering, and shaking, begging him not to hurt him. Like he's butt-ass naked. He is literally in his underwear. So they try to dry off his clothes, and Ricky accidentally sets him on fire because she can't do it regular anymore. The girls tell Lewis that they were not intentionally trying to hurt him and that they never would. He knows that, but they know that something has happened to their pals and they do not know why something has changed with them. They get to Cleo's house where they realize that Kim might have been waiting for Cleo because Cleo realizes that she forgot about Kim. Her dad comes home when she asks about the concert before Cleo could say anything. Kim walks through the door, says she had a good time at the concert. Obviously, they lied to their dad. And when Cleo confronts Kim, Kim tells Cleo that she gets to keep the clothes and she won't tell their dad the truth. This obviously pisses Cleo off, and she sees that Kim has a glass of water, and before she can use her powers on her, Lewis, Emma, and Ricky stops her and tells her that ain't not a good idea. So, let's go into my review. Oh boy. Shit has just hit the fan. If episode 1 of season 1 could not be topped, it has. Not only do the girls got new powers, but these new powers are the only ones they can use for the time being because their original powers will not work. Not only that, but Lewis almost died. Lewis almost died. Oh my goodness. It seems like when they're under the influence of the full moon, they don't like Lewis very much. Yikes. What the fuck happened? Like, this full moon ain't not playing. The full moon mean business now. Like, it's the mermaid way or no way. Lewis, science is not needed in this. Mind your damn business. It ain't got to tell me but once. I will never be involved again. I am just here for the ride. So let's talk about their powers real quick. Cleo now has the ability of aerokinesis. She can control wind currents now. I wonder if that affects her hydrokinesis power where she can now control water currents as well. I really wish they gave Cleo a third power and had that be her third power. And I'll talk about that when I'm finished with season 2 in another video. But yikes. I don't know how this is going to affect Cleo now because we know for a fact, well, at least I know the fans probably don't realize it because the show didn't elaborate on it, that Cleo now having problems with mermaids, or in this case being a mermaid, has now been amplified because not only did she almost kill her boyfriend because of the influence of the moon, but now her powers are even more dangerous and she can't control them. So it's starting to get more serious and she's starting to probably get more scared of what she's capable of doing. Emma has the ability of, I believe it's called animakinesis. I can't really say it. She has the ability to control storm clouds. She can create them. She also has the power of cryokinesis, where she can just freeze things without it being wet, which I had mentioned in a second episode of season 1 that she could already do that because there's no way in hell you're going to believe or get me to believe that the door handle was wet when she froze it. Impossible. Unless the scene was cut out with somebody putting water on it. But the fact of the matter is, she has this power now, and now every time she freezes something, it's going to have ice over it. Or snow at that. Ricky now has electrokinesis. She can control lightning. And she now has pyrokinesis. The power that they took away from her in season 1, episode 18. They gave it back to her. Now it's her official power. She can set things on fucking fire. And now she can't control her regular power like Emma and Cleo can't because she can't get it to manifest. So they're in trouble. They have to figure out what the hell has happened. Not only have they not figured out why they are mermaids, but now they have no clue in what the hell happened to their powers and why. Why have their powers shifted all of a sudden? What importance is it? Is it something important about to happen so they need these powers? Yeah, it actually has something to do with a new character. Why the island gave them these new powers. I firmly believe that Mako Island has to be alive or some kind of shit because these powers are not important for the next season, but they are important for this season. They're supposed to help them with their new situation and new character, who we're going to talk about in the next episode. Don't forget to look at. But if there was a time where Lewis actually stayed with the magic idea and not got thrown into scientific notions, that's about to change. Because now that their powers have changed and it's become more serious, Lewis is about to go back to his old self and forget what Miss Chatham told him to do. Just be their friend and not try to fix them, not try to logically try to figure out what's going on because you will drive them away. And now it seems like because of what just happened and what he's experienced, because he's traumatized by what happened with their powers, he's about to revert back to his old self. And that happens when people are faced with their trauma. Whoever they were before the trauma, that's who they become. That's what happens with people who have multiple personalities. Like if they've gone through something traumatic or something bad has happened to them, they mentally create these different multiple personalities of different versions of either themselves at certain points of their lives or people slash fantasies that have never existed now become real through them mentally. And it manifests every time they go through something that's too difficult to handle when they get very stressed out or go through trauma. But they always revert backwards. So that's what's happened with Lewis. Lewis has gone through some form of trauma. And not just Lewis, but all the girls, because this actually affects every last one of them. This whole thing has now traumatized them. Claire's finna go back to her old self where she is against being a mermaid because now it has gotten too difficult. And she's afraid of what she can do. Emma's gonna start having her difficultness with control. And Ricky is finna start not reverting back to where she's about to be all gun-ho about being a mermaid and having fun with it, but like she's going to be more relaxed and not irrational like her friends are. So they've returned back to their dynamics, but not in a good way. Not the original dynamics that I had mentioned in my dynamics video. But now Emma is about to go from being the person who is mentally trying to be understanding to someone who is fighting control. Cleo is finna go from being not the heart or the glue of the team. She's finna start back becoming like anti mermaid. Or in this case, she's finna become Gracie. Because this is a season where we're finna start talking about Gracie. So Cleo's finna be in the same boat as Gracie. And I have a feeling that maybe Gracie, Louise, and Julia did have these powers for her to be able to have that type of thought process, or she just never came out of it. Now, Ricky is finna not take any of this seriously. Lewis Ricky, Emma, and Cleo are afraid of these powers. They are afraid of what's happening. They are afraid of change. And that's going to affect them negatively. And we're going to see that going forward. Now, they are going to eventually go back to themselves and gain some sense of control. But you got to go through hell. Not literal hell, but like you have to go through what Winston Churchill said. If you're going through hell, keep going because at the end of that road, there's a light. So he didn't say the light part. I had that in there, but that other part where he quoted, "If you're going through hell, keep going," is exactly what Cleo, Emma, Ricky, and Lewis are about to go through. They're about to go through hell, trying to figure out what's going on. And it's going to affect every last one of them in a negative way before it can go into a positive. Especially Lewis and Cleo, which breaks my fucking heart. But there's nothing I can do about that. So, we have made it season 2, and Kim is starting to be what I knew was coming. She's about to start being a hellraiser, basically. So, if you thought maybe in season 1, Kim was not as bad and she was just a regular little sister and she could be annoying at times, she's about to start being your most hated fucking character, because here it comes. This is the season where it started. She basically is blackmailing Cleo. I would tell my daddy away. I just take that damn punishment. I wouldn't want to go outside no way after everything that's happened. But yes, the ball has shifted. Things have changed. The full moon is starting to become dangerous. If it wasn't dangerous already, it's dangerous now. Everybody's traumatized. Kim is starting to become a nuisance. And if no one has noticed, I have maybe you've seen the episode, maybe not. If you did not see Cleo and Kim's mother in the first episode, that is because she has divorced her husband and has firmly and literally abandoned her daughters. They apparently decided not to bring the actress back. I do not know why. But they didn't. So their mom has formally abandoned them. Their mother is not around. And if they want to see her, they have to contact her themselves, and they don't. But that's all I got for you guys right now. Told you season 2 was going to happen soon. So we're going to go on and go into episode 2 and 3, and those will be our last 2 videos for today. But I'll see y'all guys in the next one. I hope you guys have a blessed day. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if no one has told you this today, I love you and happy birthday, because you already know this ain't the last time we're going to see each other. So until then, bye guys.